was just going to do a real quick basic kind of idea of what we're carrying out there, kind of gear dump. First of all, we have a Garmin Dakota 10 GPS that we're going to be using out there while we're out running around so we don't get lost. That's top of the list. And then I'm just going to start kind of going through everything else on the floor. Just get this out of the way because I know some of y'all people are not going to like this. And unfortunately, personally, I really don't care. We will be taking firearms out there because what we're going to be doing out there, there are bear, cats, hogs, and other things that could be a danger to us. So 3 mags for my AR, aforementioned AR, and chambered in 5.56. This will be to procure dinner for us. For those of y'all that say ARs are not for hunting, this one's for hunting. This is going to get me dinner. To handle snakes and anything else I see out there, a 9th-11th 45 pistol with a backup mag. And this is more of a hunting survival trip than it is just your basic camping trip. Where we're going, there are no toilets, there are no pre-made facilities, there's nothing out there but woods. So we don't even have, our water source is going to be a pond or a stream. This is the Discovery H60 bag. It is an 80-liter pack. Everything's fully adjustable. You can adjust the shoulder height. The only thing I haven't emptied out of this pack right now is my Leatherman, and I always keep that in there so I can get to it quick and easy. So that's that. For this trip, we are expecting rain, so underwear and socks have been vacuum sealed. So that's going to go inside one of these nice little handy dandy compression sacks and be good to go. This little compression sack here, and I'm not going to be going into a whole lot of detail on this stuff. I have a Sawyer Mini filter that I can actually put in line in my water bladder, or I can use it as a life straw, whatever. Or they also screw on to the top of a water bottle. So I have that, plus the bag, straw, and syringe to back flush it. Also in this bag, just because I want to keep all this stuff handy, I have an emergency flare, 2 of them, matches, and a Mylar blanket. The flares and Mylar blanket are stuff that I don't really plan on ever having to use, but they're for extreme emergency situation. So there's that. Some of the other stuff I'm taking, most of y'all know I'm a vet. I picked this up when I was overseas. It is a rather large bandana. Most people call it a shimga. These things can be used to filter large particulate out of water. You damp one of them up, drop it over you, kind of wrap it around you. It'll actually drop the temperature around you about 10 degrees, which, if it's really hot out there, feels amazing. I took some ammo, so we have spare, and I put it in the vacuum sealer so that we have, it doesn't get wet, nothing. So that's good for that. Spare batteries for the Garmin, a backup compass, our mini lanterns. This is going to be part of my hygiene kit. So far right now I have toothbrush, toothpaste, chapstick. Chapstick's really good, important out there. I'm also going to be dropping in some moleskin. We're going to be going military style, and I don't need that right now. We're going to be going military style, and I'm going to be using wet wipes. So, because there's not really a place to shower out there. So we have the, thank you baby, we have the packs of wet wipes, single use, and that's going to be our shower out there. Because when you're out in a situation like that, cleanliness and taking care of your feet, because it is going to rain out there, taking care of your feet is extremely important. Learn that in the military. You don't want to get foot rot or any type of foot fungus, because then your feet are going to start deteriorating quickly. You're going to be more prone to blisters and everything else, especially if you're rucking long distances with a pack on. You're going uphill, it's going to start rubbing. You're going to get huge blisters. The whole bottom of your foot's going to get basically peel off. It's just a bad situation. This little compression sack, we picked these up just for the trip. We haven't tested them out yet, but we're going to be. That's my sleeping pad. Fits down nicely into that. This is my mess kit. If you want to see this, there's an earlier video that has everything in there. It has my little cooking pot and pan and plate, my silverware, my little stove, and a cup. This is going to be my military poncho. Take that with me everywhere. So I have that to keep dry. This is going to be my sleeping bag that we take. This one's rated down to, I believe, 40 degrees. It's not supposed to be super cold that night, but it's going to be a little chilly. I am taking a big pot because it's going to be Stacy, CJ, and myself eating all of the dehydrated stuff. So we got a big enough pot for all that. I have a hatchet, a folding saw, my military knife, and a new knife I picked up I'm going to try from Mossy Oak. It's basically almost like a K-bar. Thing's very nice and extremely sharp. So we're going to work on that. 550 cord, 100 yards of it. Take it everywhere. It can be used for anything. This thing has a million uses. Another good thing to do so you don't get blisters and tear up your hands out there is a good pair of mechanics gloves or whatever you want to call it. And a backup battery for all of our electronics, because we're going to need to recharge our cameras and stuff out there. I don't have my tent in here right now because we're going to be splitting it up. We're not going to be carrying our little one-person tents this time because we don't want to have to clear off a bunch of surface out there. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a larger tent and clear off just one area. That way we have enough space for Stacy, myself, and our gear. Stacy is going to be carrying a thermal out there because we're kind of trying to split up the weight. I've got some stuff, she has other stuff. Two things I didn't show you I'm taking. This is a waterproof box. Like I said, since they're calling for 50 to 60% chance of rain on one night, even though most of our electronics are waterproof, we're still going to drop the phones, the Garmin, wallets, all that stuff in here so it doesn't get soaked. God forbid, we get flooded out, even though we are pitching on high ground. This is a good backup. And the other thing I didn't show everyone is this. And I love this thing. I've had this thing for years. Works straight. This is the Dragon X solar panel for charging, once again, charging our stuff out there. That battery will last about 2 good charges on our cell phone, which is what we mainly use to record. We do have some little GoPros, but they're kind of crappy on the audio, so we try to stick with our phones and stuff, which gives us a better audio. But that's basically what we're taking out there, minus the tent and shirts and pants and food and stuff like that. We've started dehydrating a lot of the food. We've got beef jerky already done up for it. But like I said, hopefully, we are taking firearms out there with us. Hopefully we are going to be able to procure a hog. For those of y'all that are concerned about that kind of thing, Georgia is overrun with hogs. We have a hog problem to the point where DNR is just like kill every hog you see, basically. It's an invasive species. It's not native to Georgia, so it's becoming a problem. It's actually tearing up farmers' lands, everything else. So, before people get upset about us going out to kill a hog, this is going to be for food. We're going to use every single piece of it. What doesn't get eaten out there will come home and be turned into sausage. So that's basically what we're taking out there with us. I know it was kind of a mess right now, but every bit of it is going to fit into this bag, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. And I think I preliminary weighed everything out to be about 24 pounds, roughly, with some of the stuff I've added to it. So that isn't bad. We just have to finish adding a little bit of clothes and food. So our packs will probably be around the 35 pound frame, somewhere around in there. which isn't too bad for an 80-liter pack. So, and we don't have a super long ways to hike, so we should be ready to go with that. But stay tuned. We'll keep throwing videos at you the rest of the week as we prepare for this trip, and then we'll have some videos from the trip. Hope y'all stay tuned and enjoy.